Hello YouTube, this is Answers in Books. As you can see, I'm showing my face for the first time. I want to start making videos more regularly than I have been, but because of the style of my videos so far, it takes me quite some time to produce them. So, to speed things up, some of my future videos will now be done straight to camera. Unfortunately, as you can see, due to long exposure to textbooks, I have turned monochrome. Now, some of you have asked your questions on my 500 video, and I'm going to go through them and answer. Lord Midget writes, question: I commonly feel obligated to beat down preachers in city streets, less because they are spreading the word of the Bible, but more because they spread lies about evolution. So, do you feel the same obligation to beat down preachers, pastors, priests, etc.? And do you act on that feeling of obligation? Basically, do you debate in real life other than YouTube? Yes, I do feel that obligation. I think everyone who passes a preacher or someone out in the street who's talking complete rubbish about a subject gets to feel that obligation to step in and correct them and try and shut them up. But I've never acted on it out in the street. I do debate and discuss with people elsewhere, large groups, what have you, but talking or yelling at people in the street usually doesn't do very much. Two people asked, pie in a can? Yes, pie in a can. Several people did ask, is this a stupid question? The answer to which is yes. Rules Da World asks, what is the stupidest question you've ever been asked by a fundie? And or, what is the stupidest statement one has ever said to you? I don't think questions properly can be classed as stupid. Any fundamentalist who's asking a genuine question, no matter how simple the answer might be to everyone else, shouldn't be ridiculed for asking the question, as long as it's genuine. But the stupidest statement, I would have to say the stupidest statement would be that the universe revolves around the Earth from Red Sky. Yeah, that's not an inquiry, it's not got any value to it whatsoever, it's completely wrong, and it's very stupid. Munimouth 2230 asks, if coconut oil comes from coconuts and olive oil comes from olives, where does baby oil come from? The shops. Amadane 17 asks, have you read A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson? This book details the history of scientific achievements over the last 200 years and is a must in fundie bashing. Well, yes, I've got my copy right here. I've also got it on audiobook, so I can listen to it whenever I feel like it. It is a genuinely very good book, and anyone who wants a basic introduction to science, that's the best place to start. Magnificent Ex-Bastard writes, my question is, do you like mudkips? I've looked this up and I believe the appropriate response is, I love mudkips, but to be honest, I don't. He follows up with a proper question. Who is your favourite fundie? My favourite fundie from YouTube, at least, would be The Amazing Believer. However, he's now left YouTube. Other than that, I'm not sure. There are some fundies who you feel sympathy towards, but I'm not sure whether they'd be my favourite. If it was fundies that are still on YouTube now, I would probably have to go with someone like Yokup, who completely and utterly misses the point time and again and provides us all with a definition of a fundie. Peep N Clown writes, "What do you recommend to do when a Jehovah's Witness comes knocking at your door?" Sad fact is, Jehovah's Witnesses have never knocked on my door. I've only had Mormons come round. I can tell you what I did to deal with them. I told them everything I knew about Mormonism, which very quickly put them on the back foot. As soon as you start telling them things which they're not going to reveal to you until much later on down the line, they definitely feel off balance. It's the easiest thing to do is to know what these people are on about before they turn up. And yeah, don't just be civil and tell them everything that you know. And very quickly they'll tend to run away. Amadane17 writes, "I'm looking for a good debunking of Answers in Genesis, and also of Harun Yahana." Apologies for the pronunciation. I know Dawkins debunked Yahana, but I seem to remember someone taking the effort to debunk every one of his claims. Can't remember who though. Can anybody help? By the way, Answers in Books, you should really debunk Answers in Genesis. Your name was made for it. Okay. Well, I am intending to do Answers in Genesis, but I've decided to leave it until the channel is more established. This is simply to annoy Answers in Genesis even more, because the more supporters I have, the more people who listen to the videos, the bigger impact it will have. So that's why I've delayed so far. As for Harun Yahana, I have done 2 videos basically debunking his arguments. One's from his channel, which was my entry into the sprint competition in the Ponage Olympics, and the other one was Kenyan Muslim, who basically reads the Atlas of Creation and makes little PowerPoint presentations on it. As a side note, he did send me a message saying he would easily debunk that video, and as yet still has not bothered. So there we go. Those are all the questions I've got given for now, so I'll leave you all to enjoy the rest of your day. One quick thing before you all go: if anyone out there can think up a decent signing off line for Answers in Books, I'd be most grateful. If you could just put your suggestions in the comment section below, I'll read through them and see if anyone can come up with anything half decent. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye.